What's this? Someone's here? Harold, what the heck? You got here before I did. Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Oh, and a good day to use. You know, I let the stream run for a few minutes before I get started, out of habit. But I didn't actually expect anyone to show up beforehand. Nice to see ya. Welcome back. If you missed out last time, we did get our gun back, and I confronted Ruby for what little good having my gun did in that particular encounter. And now we're going back to the Whirlwind to talk with Titus? But it's 1 in the morning, so I don't think he's going to be there. But I did receive a warning that I should... Ah, yes, be prepared for this.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All right.
There's the guy and his partner wearing their armor with what appears to be just the tiniest little handgun.
Not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
Why does he keep calling him loincloth?
This is the mercenary at the gates.
Yes, we are starting with this. We're starting hot. Ooh, it's getting hot in here.
His fingers reach for the butt of the silo. There's something very wrong with him.
He's dangerous.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
I don't know. There was something pretty irreversible that happened in that lot 4 days ago? Oh, I guess 11 days ago or something.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Corty.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street? This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it.
Peaceful.
Who? Where? Where you got? Who's this guy? Where is he?
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Oh, there he is. Didn't even notice him skulking in the corner. There were supposed to be 3 armored soldiers here, and I thought one of them already got offed. Were they not counting him? Well, that rifle is definitely a lot more threatening. And hello. It looks kind of rustic, kind of classical.
She was right. That must be the 3rd mercenary.
Yeah, okay. Fuck me then.
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first. The Mercenary Tribunal. My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
Let's just pretend we didn't see nothing. Not our jurisdiction anymore. Martinet? Never heard of her.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
I don't quite remember him looking so... like having such white hair before.
I think he's calmed down a bit.
Maybe he was just grubby from standing around in the streets yelling, "Shame on you," for 4 days straight.
No, he didn't. He's about to open fire. He is. I was wrong.
Empathy. Owning up. Very big of you.
Pig fuck!
No, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this. These tribals hung him up for everyone to see.
Ah, okay, yes. Savages. Barely even human.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the grip of your sidearm feels comforting and warm in your hand. Feels like it's saying, do it.
How's my hand-eye coordination right now? I would love to know where I... Oh, no! Where I currently stand on that. Okay, I don't have any item bonuses equipped right now, but I think I can change that. Or, okay, no, I can't change that. I can level up. That might be necessary in a sec.
Shoot him in the mouth. Shoot him before he shoots you. No, wait. It's good you have that gun. It really is. Just soften him up first. Present an argument.
Everybody's testy here.
I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. The big one. If you talk to him, he will rattle you.
I don't know what you're talking about. My sanity is just fine, composure. The, ears are still ringing, though.
Peace. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have. Then move down from that. Please.
Know about Downwell. Had blue eyes. Oh god, my suggestion's at a -1 right now? What did I do? I got 3 psyche. Then I got 2 +1s. Then I got a -1 from thoughts. How's that -3? Or, I guess, -4. Because I'm an idiot, thank you. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. I am not a suggestive man. Rhetoric's pretty good. Hand-eye is pretty low right now. Let's press the issue a bit.
Yes. So what?
Yeah? So what? You should be drunk too. It's insane how long it's been since your last drink. Get one in you right now. Exactly. This is so horrible. People are gonna die whatever you do. It will be all your fault. Only a drink will soothe this. Keep thinking about the drink. Shut up. Let him think. Too much is on the line. He's not gonna fuck it up because of you. I won't let you.
Nah. I'm clear as day. Fucking government-ordained super soldier.
I'm a god.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking chat!
Interrupt me again, and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
They didn't do it? Wild Pines.
You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
I mean, you're on their payroll. They're the ones who hired you to come in here?
The man stares at you with bloodshot eyes, a bull ready to charge. He's not listening, but looking for an opening. Now is not a good time to strike. He's looking right at your hands. Do something else. Get him distracted.
That's fine. I wasn't planning on it.
Fucking waste this fuck!
Yeah? Who did?
Single out just Titus. Well, yeah, everybody of the Hardy Boys was, well, apart from Ruby. The Hardy Boys were mostly accounted for downstairs at the time. So it's someone else, but I got my suspicions.
How fucking convenient.
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just shot one of your pals here, right now?
Oh, they're not my friends.
How about the kid? Tell me, it's a magic fucking sniper one more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead cop marshal won't decide who...
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her. Your mind
Figured
grinds
as much.
to a halt. All you can see is the revolver in the man's armored hand, swaying, pointed at her. You move your mouth like a fish gasping for air.
Ugh.
Pull the trigger.
No!
Smoke erupts from the muzzle. The shot rings in your ears, a low, tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Get pressure on that fast.
Fuck this! Gene! Cancel Lizzie! Now!
He'll be ripped apart. They all will. The moment the third man opens fire, and he knows it.
Yeah, okay, don't fuck around too much then. That is important, though.
Who the fuck is that?
Glacia, the woman upstairs, where is she?
She left!
She left.
Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together.
She left! Her room's cleaned out! Right before these assholes showed up!
We should have arrested her.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second. Then the fear takes over and he's back in the moment.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
She's gone. Forget about it now. Concentrate on this.
I guess I should probably get to it. Got them arguing. And then I got the gardener shot, so we're back to square one. Time to think of an argument.
All right, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Krenner would never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your pick. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
Oh boy. Okay. Who's in charge of your unit after the death of your colonel? Colonel does not give you the right to conduct a tribunal. You were called Downwell once. What happened? I don't remember anything about Downwell. That was apparently an important point, though. All right. This is an illegal tribunal. Colonel would never sanction this. This is an illegal tribunal. Colonel will never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your... Okay, those are the three I've got.
Pops, you have no idea about the rights Grinnell extends to us. If I fuck and kill you, hang you to that streetlight by your shit pipes, then that's called a necessary display of force. No one's going to give a shit about dead loincloths. That's reality.
Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off the gun. This did something. Now fire. Fuck them up.
It's not gonna happen, man.
The muscles on your back tense up.
If I am gonna do that, I'm gonna have to point another point into hand-eye. What happened to the gardener? She fell here. Oh, okay, no, she is still there. Just hard to make out. Even harder to see than this guy. My eyes are taking time to adjust to this darkness. I need my flashlight.
Oh yeah, that's rude.
Oh, she calmed down.
Rude, the killer, Owen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
All of you cunts inside out.
The gunner, the raddest, the killer. What do you think he does?
There, on the rim of Owen Clerven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21.
Shouldn't take any time.
About 50 little stick figures. All of them black, plus 2 little white ones in the end.
Black designates, or I guess each one designates a target, and the blacked ones are ones that he's followed through on. So does that mean he's got 2 active targets right now?
These men served in Seminine, the native islanders.
Oh no, they're much more literal meaning. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Man, it sucks here.
Not today. That'll be me today.
She has fallen silent.
T, let's fucking do it.
Easy. Easy now.
Okay, I guess I gotta do it now, which means I need to put a point into this. Because it is not great. That's better. I guess. 58? Eh. I just raised my odds by, what was it, 42 before? Now it's 58, so if I put another one in there, it might actually be a fairly good odds. So I need a 14. I've got a 5, so I only need a 9. Maybe I put another point in there. Oh. Yeah. And in a moment of desperation... Yes! Down he go!
A plume of smoke and fire erupts from the gun, and your hand goes numb from the explosion.
Look through the... No.
The smoke drifts west with the wind. You hear the plaza erupt in violence, slow, like a waterfall in reverse.
Seems a lot more like a Shivers.
There is a hole in his cheek. Blood gushes out as he stumbles backward, eyes filled with rage and disbelief, gurgling, muttering something unintelligible.
It was a fine shot, but not a good shot.
His lips, moving, swollen with fear, are trying to say, shoot him, but he can't. To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his pistol and aim it at Rude. He's trying to find a straight line of sight before the rifleman can take you out. In the background, the leader staggers. It's not easy. He has 0.6 seconds to do so. He won't make it. You're on your own. The shot remains in you stunned.
Double ones, wow. Oh god.
Backwards with incredible force. A volcano of burning pain erupts from your left shoulder.
Oh boy.
The pain flows over your entire body like an awful shock. A grim knowing rises from within. Half of your body must be gone.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot.
For a man who's probably like legally blind without his glasses.
Then, 2 shots ring and you hear a scream. But you're too hurt to see who got hit.
Oh, he fucking got him.
Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers.
Geezers.
Oh God, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through all the smoke and the panic. With blood gushing from his face, the man raises his pistol at you. Then he squeezes the trigger.
Yeah, I'm not getting that reaction speed. Look him in the eye.
Of vengeance, framed in blood, lips shaking. This is the last thing he'll do on Earth. But he will do it. He is your end. Here it comes. Death.
I try to evade this shot and probably fuck it up, or I let it happen and power through it. Or fall down like a sack of shit.
You simply blink, then something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire body is on fire and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. A distant blur as you recede into it. The Hardy Boys are screaming, fighting, dying. Someone jumps over you. Nearby gunfire shatters glass.
Stop! The cop! Protect the cop! He's down!
Thank you, Titus.
Feels slick and warm with blood. The pain is too strong to know what has happened there. Even clutching to your consciousness takes everything you got. Most of what's down there.
Oh, God. Poor Harvey.
It's all gone. Open your eyes now. You have to see what's happening. No. It's just a fear. Even if... Who cares? No one wants you anyway. Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them. Like a hellish play.
You're bleeding out.
Is that him? Can't quite tell. Looks maybe more like a Hardy Boy. No one wants to party with me.
Yes, keep talking. Stay awake. Look at me.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And the cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone. When suddenly, you sense something behind him. A slender white shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising her pistol at him. The
Oh,
lieutenant
no.
does not
This
see
is
it.
Kim. I'm
He's
here
pushing
somewhere.
down on your wound with both hands. Scream immediately. He's gonna die.
Huh, my authority is actually pretty good.
No, you scream.
Double sixes on this. I'm not letting Kim die.
Eyes are full of fear.
You aren't touching my boy.
There's no room for hesitation. The lieutenant turns around and fires, his body falling on yours in the course of the motion.
Leave him alone. Take my dick instead.
You hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound disappears, like someone pressed stop on the tape. The woman is gone. So is Kim. Then the whole world.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
Will I be a ghost?
You already were a ghost. Up there, screaming along with all of them. Scaring each other. Haunting each other.
I might have pissed Kim off 1 or 2 times, or maybe like a dozen, but I've tried to stay in his good books. He's like my only connection to the world in a body that doesn't remember anything that's going on.
It's the living who are ghosts. The dead are silent. They don't rattle windows or write letters in blood. The living do. Leave them behind. Rest.
Oh, I've got things to fight for right now.
There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the door. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours, hurting, moaning in his sleep, and rotting, and being disinfected, and smelling of drugs, and feeling saliva in his mouth, drifting in painkillers, thrashing in his wound sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved. There was a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon it will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally, we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call. It was him. He is the infernal engine. He never stops. He only gets worse.
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain.
Kim?
Sunrise, Parabellum.
Yeah, the room does look rather orderly. Missing a cushion, but much better than the state I left it in. What'd you say about sunrise?
Sunrise, Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying.
Isn't that written on you?
It served you well. The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say. I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely.
Ouch.
That's right. Ouch, indeed.
Follow it up with another ouch.
It's not ouch time yet. You just go to the
Well, is it ouch time or is it not? What is it, Kim?
Druamine. Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ damage bad, but still under the counter bad.
What happened?
What happened? You shot the major in the face. A firefight ensued. Yes.
Woohoo!
A blood-stained.
I mean, what a shame.
As retaliation, the rifleman shot you. He hit with his carabine. I was looking for a clear line of sight. When I found it...
He sounds a tiny bit sorry he did not find it before you got hit.
I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. He did not survive.
This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus survives. So do Alain and the musician. I forget his name. Yes, he's still alive too. You were bleeding out. You said something, I don't know what. And you warned me. I was able to disarm Officer DePaul before she got the jump on me.
Thank you.
I killed her. And that's what happened.
So the masked man survived? Or wait, no, you got a shot off on his head. I shot and wounded him. So maybe he got rushed and Titus killed him? Yeah, I'm not gonna begrudge him for having an extra smoke after that.
DePaul was the last to die. Everhart had their bodies returned to Connell for a funeral. The company is yet to retaliate. Because we deterred them? Or Joyce did? Maybe the harbor in full lockdown is too costly a target. Or maybe they are simply taking their time and will attack soon. I don't know. 5. Glenn, Theo, Shanky, and Angus. The fat one. He took a lot of bullets.
Takes a lot to get that big boy down.
And Elizabeth too. Elizabeth Beaufort was her name. The gardener. No, she bled out before Everhart's surgeon could help her. Everhart sent his personal doctor, but a costly loss for the Union. She was being trained for leadership.
If I hadn't taken my sweet time.
She never had a chance. She should not have been there in the first place. There was no way to convince them.
Stop this line of thought now. You're too broken for ghosts.
All.
Yeah, we did it! A victory! And no one important died.
Yes, officer. 6 people are dead. It's not a success.
Sorry, did he say 6? That might just be me hearing things.
But what's done is done. The violence is
Or it
gone.
could be a line issue.
The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized yet. And we are still alive. Both of us.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
Clean room!
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
Not surprised. How did he like my renovations to the bathroom faucet?
2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water. Pretty bad, officer. You've suffered 2 wounds. The first is below your shoulder. The bullet passed through your shoulder blade, luckily missing your lung and heart. The second shot hit you in the thigh, the left quadriceps. No major arteries were nicked, but the bullet had to be removed. Bacterial infection was treated with mercurochrome.
My penis, does it still work?
We will see. Not very. I have a concussion from that woman beating me with the butt of her gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see her coming. Stupid of me.
Stupid question, but...
No.
Yeah.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean-Vic Mayer is his name. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, Harbor cranes rise to the sky. Back to that shithole, he says.
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site.
And it took them a whole day to get here?
I'm sure they're worried about you.
The operator might have been. Everybody else was laughing too hard to pay me any mind.
No, they would be here if they were truly worried.
Oh, what's some mental damage?
I don't know.
That's between you and them, he thinks.
I did. It's part of a detective's task chain. You can do it too.
I can?
Actually, you can. You can even remove a fractured bullet, it seems.
With my bare hands on some dead flesh. Whoa, didn't even need any assistance.
How are you?
The day I stop disco is the day I die.
The lieutenant looks at you, teetering on your feet.
Where's your piss? Where's the piss jacket?
Yes. The joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off. I honestly don't know. We can't talk to Everard. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. And Joyce has left too. Yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines. Or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Connell from sending in a death squad. Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone. And Claudia too. We really should have arrested her, you know? I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else, outside our circle of suspects, was right. It's better be. Everyone within the circle is either dead or gone.
I really wanted to try blaming one of the 3 soldiers,
Honestly,
but
I think our investigation has not
never got that
produced a
chance.
single
Never got that
credible
chance
suspect.
again. The Maybells, Kim. The flowers.
What? Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep everything.
But this gum wrapper. Apricots.
He's wrong.
I mean, tangentially they could be.
Okay.
Obviously, Harry's feeling better. He's on his bullshit again.
Don't be narcissistic. Half the cops in Revachol West are his peonies. Even if you are, it is not a decisive factor in this case. We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else? It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless. We could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Ravachol is full of them.
I thought Titus said that the Hardy Boys had been working to clear as many of those out as they could.
But they seemed so mysterious.
No need to be melodramatic.
Okay, yeah, I'm not doing that one.
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
I'm listening. I'm ready to hear what you think about solving crimes now.
Definitely hard.
It really is very hard.
He sounds surprisingly weary. That concussion must be making him dizzy.
No. Are you ready to limp? Good. Where do you want to limp to?
To Claudia's room.
Why not?
It'll be a good test of how mobile I
Another
still
little
am.
window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
Alright, cool. Got one of my points back. Well worth it. I can go into Kim's room. Is that what this door was? And an adjoining door to the other apartment? No bottles. Nice clean tub. Yeah, that's probably what took him the majority of the day. I'll go invade Kim's privacy in a second here once I'm done looking at my room. Ooh, and my pants. Were these always here? Did I just miss them? Several times? What are my current pants doing for me? Electrochem, right. I would rather have authority and suggestion, as much as a little bit of suggestion isn't going to help me right now. Let's put that away. Pants. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see here. That can go there. That can go there. That can go there. That can go there. Go there. Got a disco party. Default outfit with patrol cloak instead of the disco-ass blazer, but look how disco it is! Although I will take off the pants. I don't appreciate the penalty to savoir-faire, and electrochem seems more like a detriment to my style of play than anything. Have I actually ever worn this hat long enough to get a thought? No. Yes, blazer is good. Yeah, it is just a straight upgrade, unfortunately. God, these hat choices. Wish I hadn't given that girl my beanie. Oh, and the bolo tie is just a straight upgrade over that. That's a shame, because I really like the horrific necktie. Sure, it's probably fine. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. All right, Kim, what have you been hiding from me? Wow. It's so small. Thank you.
These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes on this and other recent cases.
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night. It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. Let's go?
Let's. Oh, I still can't open that door, though? That's annoying.
The bathroom mirror has been wiped completely clean. You see the reflection of your face in the mirror, such as it is. A regular, clean-shaven police officer.
I do want to understand what the meaning of the expression is. Maybe later. Who's got time to limp? We got a case to solve. Ah. Maybe if I don't run, it'll be okay. There's something on the table. Like that.
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs.
A gift? I am not drawing my gun, yet, but I don't like gifts.
He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively toward his holster as he studies the note. Just don't walk into another radio trap, okay?
Oh god, no.
Relax. Not everyone is out to trap you.
It's hardly surprising.
how much of a hurry did she leave?
The medicine cabinet is empty. Not even a toothbrush.
Ah, poopy. Sorry, Electrochem. No drugs for you.
Pity.
She certainly had her priorities straight when she was packing.
Didn't leave anything behind. She knew what was going down. Even left me a note. And a Prezi. Oh, boy. Okay. Is this... Don't touch it. Did she... Oh, no, that's tape holding that in place.
You see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman, only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside to the cupboard on the wall.
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside, A prime, to then widen into a radius of locations in Martinez, B prime, B double prime, and B triple prime. It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the roof, B triple prime, the island in the bay.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that island, and I couldn't find a way.
She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass.
Really? Looks to me like the bullet shattered on impact. She would have had to piece the glass back together again to find an entry point. And then know the angle from the entry point to him.
She had a long time to think about it after, standing on that roof, staring at the glass.
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust
And
her?
she does have a sketchy past, so that could explain that. Alrighty. I don't know what to think of her.
Indeed. Neither do I.
He's used to knowing who to trust. This makes him uncomfortable.
Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the thread seems to point. I remember. So it is.
For a second he seems tired.
Yeah, a trip out to the island wasn't on his plan of things to do. And with his concussion and my bum leg, doesn't sound like a fun trip for either of us.
I just haven't gotten a lot of sleep these past few days.
He doesn't really believe this will yield anything.
No, there's nothing else. How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone.
Yeah?
Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
Hold on. How's this door?
The same small, heavy door.
Still no.
The same small, heavy door.
I don't know if it isn't showing me how I'm doing on this right now just because the skill's logged, but I get the feeling that I should probably have a penalty for that injury to my leg. No kicking down a door with that. Oh, there you go.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you. You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire.
Then stop 6 or 7 people from dying, though.
I give credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was a nice shot. I was watching until you hit him. Crawled inside then. Bullets started flying. Anyway, I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, but the drinks are not. It just felt
Okay, got some limits.
Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business. Yeah, I was. Yeah. That's because I'm a bad ass.
Yeah, standing above the scene and then running away when the bullets start flying.
Yeah, well, fuck you too then. Do you have any more questions or stylistic pronunciation advice?
He's not too offended. The experience has changed something in him.
No problem. They'll come back. They always do.
Oop. Oh. And yeah, still nothing going on with that door. I thought you said business had dried up. I still see the regulars here.
Hi again, Gendarme. Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Nothing to say. Hey, Titus. How the Hardy boys holding up?
Seeing you approach, the bruised man raises his bear in welcome.
Crazy motherfucker. Didn't think you had that fury in you. But I guess I've misjudged a lot of people lately. That was one hell of a shot. Hell of a shot. The fucks did not expect that. But I guess what I'm trying to say here is, thank you for intervening, fellas. That was mighty brave of you.
This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances.
Now, how can I help you? Don't know? Don't care. I'll be glad if I never see that fucking woman again.
He nods and takes another sip of whiskey.
That's rough, buddy.
Dio was old. I think he'd be pretty happy with the way he went. Never could imagine him withering away on a sickbed. But Lizzie and Angus, they were just stupid kids. Didn't realize the shit they got into before it was too late. I feel responsible for both. For all of them, really.
Here it comes. The last one is the worst one. He only deals with it by drinking copious amounts of 8% beer.
Ooh, 8%.
An honest tactic, and effective.
And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I'd love that crazy homo like my own brother. We're all fucked without him. But what do you do? This job is shit. Dennis, that poor little rat is dead too. And he stayed. Stupid, brave fella.
Man, getting shot has really squeezed all the funk out of you. Mark my words. One day we'll look back at this day and remember the courage, not the deaths.
Right. But today ain't that day yet, is it?
Drink a few beers, wind down, and learn to move on.
I guess I'll take a closer look at our union members. There's bound to be some ambitious fellows there who'd love nothing more than advancing social democracy by busting some heads. Might even ask Tibbs if he's tired of replacing Windows, and maybe wants to have some fun with his brother. Anyway, don't you worry. As long as Titus Hardy's standing, there will be Hardy boys. Take care, coppers. You two look after yourselves now. Death passed on you today, but men don't get that lucky twice.
Copo loco. And normal cop, I guess. Good luck in Jambro. Scars made the best tattoos, they say.
Thanks for getting involved, guys. Not a lot of cops would step into that line of fire, but you did.
And if you ever feel like the uniform is holding you back, I've got a few vacancies. Would make one
Oh boy, a fallback career.
copper.
And Titus Hardy himself would make a good officer. That man was born to lead.
I will, Capo. That's a promise. Now scoot, because the Hardy boys got some mourning and drinking to do.
Yeah, lose the hat. Presumably he's also got a clean-shaven or pretty close to head under there. He'd look pretty good in a suit.
Take it easy on the drink. The danger has not passed. This town needs you on your feet.
Good point, Beano Claude. We'll keep the vol under 12%.
Now, if he's just talking hard liquor, then yeah, that is pretty moderate. 8% beer, wow. Ooh. Oh boy. What is that drawn in?
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. This was Cindy the Skull.
One day I will return to your side.
The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday. And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable?
Is that smart? I have to circumvent it now, respecting the art, until I set it on fire. Alright, well, yeah, task's actually complete. Alright, that mural. I can conceive the wall again. Do I have anything for hand-eye since I upgraded it twice? No, it was just for that challenge. That's a shame. That's... yep. I do still need to... wait, no. Board a door. Oh, yeah, never mind. Yep. Yep. Suggestion, empathy, concept shivers. Alright, well I can take another crack at the filled mural before I decide to put point in the shivers and then do that in the dice maker. But besides that... physical instrument gets me the best return. Though I can't really do this one without the proper tool. But I would very much like to get in there, yeah. Although I should maybe think about improving my pain threshold? No, my endurance. I need more endurance. This low health is really chewing me up. Do I have any checks for endurance? No. That's probably why I haven't thought about leveling it yet. Well, I guess I can hold on for now. Oh, right. Don't run. Walk. Your legs been hurting. After I talk to Cindy, I wonder if I can sneak into the harbor and get past that, point that, Measurehead was, guarding.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, nothing from you. Looks like she's hanging out somewhere else right now. Did I ever check this thing? I did not. Cover features a row of concrete buildings with a monochrome rainbow in the sky. Tells a rather excruciating story about two lovers during a period of ethnic unrest in Yugograd. The book has been filed under psychological realism.
In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekatina Dar. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments, above which span a black and white rainbow. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. It would do that in Grad. You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
That's bullshit conceptualization.
The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author. She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph, and yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
I'll give that a proper read later. Ah. Walk, don't run. Now, where did Cindy get off to? I see Kuno and Kunoise are still here. continuing to do fuck all. Oh, is that? I equip you. No, crowbar isn't the right thing for that. Neither is that. Maybe we'll go swing by the harbor first. Oh, hello, sir. What are you doing here?
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man?
Where's Renee?
Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same. The prick is gone. I can barely believe it, but he's really gone.
Oh.
He is trying to retain his jolly facade, but the underlying sadness casts a deep shadow over his wrinkled face.
Yes.
Oops. Sped through that.
Mon Dieu, maybe it's time to slow down. Enjoy life a bit. Anything I can do to assist you?
Oh, you take it easy. I wonder what did him in. Was it just his time, or was the shock of the event like too much for his heart? Manana, how things go?
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
There are types of danger. The one I'm usually concerned with is lung cancer or getting mauled by wildlife, not bullets. It calls back to an older era where this was commonplace, though. You have a true boyadero heart. Hiding, gathering themselves. The harbor's in full lockdown, friend. No getting in or out, for the time being. No, man. Not today. Today is war.
He says it matter-of-factly, like it's no big deal.
Time will tell. I'll tell Evrak you dropped by. I'm sure he'll be glad. I'll be okay here, doing lookout. Quite the sight, aren't they? Getting to like that red I am. Don't worry about me. I live to alleviate the worries of our brothers. See if any insane killers turn up. Then I'll run. And live. I'm sure I'll be luckier than you, friend.
So if you're alone here on lookout, then I can go over here, yes? Oh my god. Oh my god, the way is clear. What's in this box? Oh. $1. It's everything I ever dreamed. It's been plaguing me for 10 sessions now. Oh yes, and while I've got this surplus of cash and low health, I should buy some more drugs.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blisters.
More Dramamine, please. Thank you.
My man, you're alive. Almost. Kind of. Sort of alive?
Oh, missed my lung.
Man, what a day. I missed out on most of the action, but I heard it was quite the encounter. Had a strong sense of finality to it. So what's next? You guys heading back to Jamrock now? Talk is local union muscle were behind it all. I'd reckon the case is closed, even if it kind of turned into a shit show. Hey, that's just what I heard. Old wives' tale. So, what next?
I don't think that's how you're supposed to use that term.
Good luck with that, my man. Ain't easy being you, but hey, you're still breathing, right?
Sure is slow going.
Officer, what happened? You're wounded. Why are you wounded? You look terrible.
Did you not hear about what happened on the other side of the river?
She sounds almost disappointed with you. Reprimanded you.
Like a mother.
Hurting your knee.
Look at you. You can barely walk. Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Hilaire. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
Island, please.
That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think. Bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself. Always steered clear of it.
Wee.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
Oh, yeah, okay, more recently would be very good to know.
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me.
This must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the revolution against coalition forces before they took this city.
The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such.
Who else?
Twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Wait, the little shithead twins?
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that
Be my guest. They have a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do. Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side. Water's deep there.
Aye, aye, Captain.
If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull, I just got it nice and yellow, and no drinking on the boat, and no joyriding either.
Yes, Mom.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
No, no running. God damn it. I do really like her. She's been very agreeable with our case.
The scruffy
Generally
little
pleasant to
boy
talk to.
kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
And that iron. That's nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants. You can take a raft there. It's great. And we make a fire. We make a fire.
These, like, how old are these twins?
Gather the sticks for the fire. And bullets. Or not real bullets, empty bullets.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war, but this could be important.
I don't know what these are. They're lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out.
Your nerve endings sting from the mention of a guy. They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
No. Yes.
Somebody told them. Somebody told those kids not to tell them about
Let's go
the man.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know. He doesn't like it. He don't like people to be there. You shouldn't go. Yes. I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
Yes. No, he doesn't live there. I don't think. No, he lives there. Been there twice, 2 times. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else? What does this guy look like?
I don't know. We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there. Our father killed himself.
Grim.
Don't say that, he didn't. I'm sorry. There's
Children are stupid.
Lights. Fire guy. We should check up on that
island. All right. Off to the island then, I suppose. Thank you for the room, ma'am. I probably won't be needing it anymore.
I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
I got
what
shot.
What can I help you with? Even I can see that. I told you not to bring your trouble with you, policeman. We've got troubles of our own here. Though I suppose you took the worst of it. Turns out you were your own ill omen. What do you expect? Police officers get put into dangerous situations all the time. Sometimes they get shot. It's a rough trade you're in.
I come here, I defend your town and your people. Did a rather shitty job of it, but this is how you repay me? Laughing at my misfortune? Ah.
Be careful out there.
Oh no, it's just sitting there on the dock.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now?
Ah, well, I did already go to the store and grab some stuff, but if I hadn't, then I probably would now.
Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts?
Well, let me see. Haven't found out how to do that yet. Haven't found that yet. I wonder when Kim, oh wait, yeah, when Kim killed that guy, didn't happen to get the make of his firearm, did he? Maybe that was reported. Oh, what else do I have? Yeah, sure, whatever. Doing that right now. Oh, yeah, okay. I've got 2 potential reasons to call the car.
Pick a set. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
We'll make a couple of calls. Oh, and maybe go check that mural. It's a tough check, though. Might be walking a long distance for naught. Kim? Kim, you alright? Just stopped dead in his tracks for some reason.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Something is wrong. Only static hisses through the speaker. No reply. Only the mindless drone of static crawling through the air.
It's been this way for a while now. My guess is the Union is listening in on our conversations and jamming outward communications to protect themselves from Crenel. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. The rest is unaffected. Our best bet is to carry on like nothing happened. That is, if we don't want us cut off the grid completely. No more dangerous than stepping between 3 armed mercenaries and 8 Union men, I hope. I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. The street seems safe enough to me. If anything, taking out the mercs made things calmer. For now. You can try calling again. Just don't mention the tribunal. And remember, they are listening in.
They're shutting you up, silencing you. Don't fucking drop your guard.
Okay.
Everything sounds okay. No drumbeat of total war yet. If anything, everything sounds too okay. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Pick up the radio. I'd like to talk to the precinct.
Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I told them I lost my badge. I disclosed that I lost my gun.
10-4, sir. Roger that. And very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report.
So, la puta madre.
10-4, sir. Well, there have been some talk, sir. I only meant that there have been some talk in the station, that's all. But there are always some talk in the station. You know how officers in Jamrock are. But then again, some of us truly are on the take. It's unfortunate. Over.
Unsure still.
Then 4, sir. Sorry, but I'm under orders to give a negative to request for personal information. Over. 10-4. Anything else, sir? Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Okay, well that's the important business attended to. Do I want to set that on fire? The temptation is high. Seems rather needless. And Kim's vehicle is parked right there. Worst case, it could cause another station hits a patrol vehicle. Hey Kim, remember how over the course of these last few days in this case we've built quite the rapport, you and I? Well... closer to here, y'all. Oh, is that guy not hanging around showing his kid the mural anymore? Oh, is this the wrong one? I feel like this is supposed to be it. Yeah, this is the other one. Or is this yet another check that I'm not allowed to repeat? Do wish there was still somebody working on that, but it seems like any bugs that are prevalent in Disco Elysium aren't going to be fixed at this point. Maybe there's a community-based mod that does it.
A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall, with another 7 shades standing 10 meters. A host of men, they stand, ordinary, collateral. Maybe you should change it. 7 men of duty. In all truth, violence offers no answer. It's only the last available resort when all mediation fails. And here, all did fail. The commandant, the one who...
I don't know. Perhaps the...
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant.
A cold sea wind blows away the...
Alright, well, it looks like that mural's been disabled. No more chances.
The skiff floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. Have you made all the necessary preparations? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
What? Fine. Let's blast SAD FM then.
SAD FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart.
Come on. Yeah!
Want to be free.
Surprised this is what we decided to blast on our island escapade instead of, I don't know, some disco, some, whatever Kim's favorite station was. It was quite haunting, though. If I hadn't opted to blast the boombox, would I have had to go through this with nothing to listen to, or maybe have a chat with Kim? Or would we have just skipped it altogether? There appears to be a bit of a oil slick there. Oh, and another bunker door. Maybe that connects to the other side.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence. In the silence, a sputter of wings. A flock of quails takes off in the distance. Let's go.
Time to examine the third point.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Ah, yes, so it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification, I believe.
I can't go down here. Alright. What is there to see over here? Just a bunch of tires tied up against a rock. a stopper for a boat or something? I don't know. Man, I really hate that. Inflammable meaning the same thing is really stupid.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still surface of the sea. The flock of quail departs, now more than 100 meters away, 102, 105. On the islet, there is almost no wind, just the light movement of air through the reeds. Bulrushes swaying on the waterline, long dried leaves chafing against each other. Like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work. Of great importance to the few who attend.
To the east.
The faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand, the low tide filtered through its grains, a bird tending to its feathers. A silent hiss, sea air moving through the needles of a pine tree. Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. The air cossets flowers on a meadow. Absolute silence. Reeds motionless. Bulrushes motionless. A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box, through its ancient slits and cracks, resonating, hollow. A big building. A jitter. A sound impatient to happen, but not yet in this world. You hear some kind of limb fidget, producing an imperceptible tick. No, it's just your imagination. You can't hear such things.
Yes? I have. Is that why we're stopping?
The lieutenant nods in silence.
Nothing. I might want to attend to that to stop the flow, but it should fix itself eventually. Right. I was thinking about doing this before I even got on the boat. Now I have a perfect opportunity. Grab that gun. There shouldn't be anyone here that would feel insulted that I'm threatening them.
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized. Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic animal adventures, popular depictions of man versus nature, by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin, husband and wife. Widely read by people from all walks of life. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't want to survive? Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Might be able to do something to up that. Conceptualization. I did something about it.
Soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories, animal adventure. Oh yes.
Oh wow.
I bet there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia. It's not exactly like reading.
Ouzia. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out. Not a lot of critical theory around in Ravachol West.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him.
Whoever has lived here, they have some education and a certain set of interests.
Interesting. It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota. Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
But what is the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
But what is fascism?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
Yeah, who are you to tell me that I'm a fascist?
Quit stalling, Ruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link. Yes, them. But also, women.
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 Females.
You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Women need to go back to the fucking kitchen. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their place. Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Why do I keep pronouncing O's like that?
Okay, yes, let's call it that. That sounds much better. Traditionalism. You like the sound of that?
I don't like the sound of that, actually.
You're going to keep your vooz, right? Keep your vooz, Brota.
No, absolutely not.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver.
It'll pass. It always does.
It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
Or is my body secretly planning to usurp me?
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out caracal blanket.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain, thick as molasses, no longer able to hear yourself speak.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
It's just noon.
Yes, anytime. If you need a rest later, it's okay by me.
You don't have to be a hero.
Later. Maybe.
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Do I... Is that canister full? Oh.
Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter, long and cold.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. A hollow ring, the canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo lift.
Downstairs, somewhere? I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
That is his idea of a joke.
Oh no, my toe. I didn't want to kick it that hard.
A small agony. Minuscule bones may have fractured, but it proves the point. He nods approvingly. He even smiles.
Someone with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire guy.
The wind outside picks up suddenly, with a faint howl. Inside, it's warm.
Even the wind dare not whisper his name. Oh my god, another fallen thing. And this one gives me hand-eye. Cool. Getting a full outfit. Eventually. Eh. Telling me I needed perception to see that locker next to the other locker? Or wait, is it locked? No, I needed perception.
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
And there's something on or under the stair? More goods.
Green paint flicks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard.
The console of an antique computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out, they terminate here. Possibly. Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé. It sounds like this device was used to control the electronics here. Maybe it still does.
This
Now without any
device was
power, it
used
won't.
to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer. Nothing happens. The dial slides under the glass, silently. You make out defunct stations on the UKV frequency. The words, Feld Insula, are written on the band.
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military communications.
I'll attempt to open that door momentarily. Let's see what's out here first. I thought the cargo ships were like waiting out in the bay because the harbor's closed. What you honking about? Yeah, okay, no need to step out any further than that then.
A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea, leave it all, and walk in with a bottle in your hand. In the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go. Step in. It's been too long.
Not even gonna humor that thought. No running for me. Just a dull wince. Oh look, more gas.
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like two eyes in the wall.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window. The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation, a tingling feeling in your stomach. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you. like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33B. The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area. The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop. Sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Clausia's room.
Do you have a line of sight to the window?
More than that.
I can see it. Through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on a mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Cheek against the cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger, on a calm day like this.
I don't know. I pulled off a pretty cool shot earlier.
Good. I think we have it, Detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
It's only moderately effective cop work until we have the weapon. It will not be, how do you say it? Booyah?
Booyah.
Until we have that. Where?
He's here! Under the mattress!
He does not answer, just nods. With his back hunched, he looks around once more and says, he feels uncomfortable suddenly.
We should move now.
And because I didn't inspect the mattress, that's exactly where he's been hiding. Well, if I zoom out far enough, no. Yeah, not putting that gun down now. Probably should have put the flashlight down when I went outside. Oh, let me guess. I'm gonna press the button and nothing happened.
We need to restore power before using this, officer. The generator, it didn't look like there was fuel in it. We should look around outside. There are barrels all over.
The boat engine.
There's barely anything left. That won't work.
The console looks on as you talk, mute and unpowered. Its dials are covered in dust.
Back upstairs.
This old cylindrical generator waits with its fuel cap open. The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
The tank is far from full, but there should be enough inside to keep it going for a day.
Well, apart from the door and a radio and lights, what else does that control? I guess this.
A dim golden glow.
It's on. Turn emergency open.
Automatic boot. The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle. A dim ambient orange. The dial slides up.
Insular.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
Definitely much noisier, unfortunately. But we already get the feeling that someone's watching us from a distance.
A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl.
After you. So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here. I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
Well, don't need this anymore. Okay. Let's find out what awaits us. There's a tire. So that's one of the rafts. White flowers. Huh. An old man with a rifle. Are you... Is it hunting season?
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
Is there a war still going on in there?
The position sounds like a hiding place.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up. My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
A shudder of disgust passes his right side. His left side remains motionless.
I did. And you opened it. How? I should have burned that console down. Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
I wasn't subtle, no.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM. I did.
We have entered a world where he said you shouldn't. It is the only world.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic, counter-revolutionary dirges. Sadness is a mental illness, a weapon of the bourgeoisie.
Is that your go-to then?
The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate, hip gyrating, mental illness music.
So is sad music. So is happy music. I hate everything.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done. It's a Triangong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
Yes, I bet you've killed a lot of people with it. You fascist fuck.
Ouch.
Have you come to make me one of them?
We have come to ask you questions, nothing more. If you do not comply, we will take you in. Do you understand?
The danger levels here are hard to read. One moment he's afire, the next, a fire gone out.
You heard me. It's good now, like chalk, white from the ball.
Alright.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
His elbows rest on the frame stock, calmly for now. But he may still get it in his hands. Looks like he knows the weapon.
Look at me in my RCM getup.
The lieutenant aims his pistol square at the man's forehead.
Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. He stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness, like a song. The old man pulls back the hood of his plastic cape and looks up into the sky.
Real music. Real Proletkult. That's La Revacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Chanson de soldat of the black and whites.
You need to address that remark.
The job of a shitlicker. It is the anthem of the world revolution. One of three. In Grad, they sang Brave Children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was some Samaran shit, I guess. How did it go? Something about shooting rabbits. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's gone now.
He waves erratically with his hand, annoyed that he can't remember. A little tremor passes through him. It was dear to him. He resents forgetting it.
My name is is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my terminus surrender.
The Commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in '07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the Commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
Yep.
43 years. No. I've been on other islands too. I was an Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago. It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequencies dead. At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just... So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right? I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
It's not an island, Dwight. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender. The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world. Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone. You don't know. You haven't seen it. Iblis. The black-eyed angel. How does anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
Yeah, I'm not getting into that.
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stew, too.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
You also have Druamine.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund. I have been running out of that stuff. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of... I don't even know what. Inferno?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult, mentally, to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on, more and more each year. Ruins, glimmering in the dark, like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste d'Insolande. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive. I answer to the Communist Party.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
Honor is a feudal atavism. My motive is class. I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too. Well done. I won't explain it to a minion of capital. No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army. Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology. He nods slowly, then another tremor.
"43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
He just couldn't. He nods, but he can now.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41. Two police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant letters across the plaza mosaic in dark red government marked heavy fuel oil.
You're only getting to that now?
Patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smelling of petroleum. One day, it says, I will return to your side.
Always waiting. For her to return.
Her who?
Abigail?
Girl child. Revolution. They have you. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for our revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do. There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire. Still warm from his parched hands. Not the metal. The metal is ice cold. This weapon has been modified several times. The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
I wonder how old it is.
The old man does not answer. He just stares in front of him.
The right type and the right calibre.
He's liking this.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a triangle, too.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. Some kind of involuntary response. Something is slightly off with his motor rings.
He's dying.
This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
I've used it for killing people.
Here we go. A trail of blood. The lieutenant smells it too.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay. Okay. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. Something you haven't felt in a while. But...
What?
This is what you live for. This is the shit. The great serotonin jackpot. The solution. Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No, no. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first.
Unless he's got a reason to hide it, and I don't know why he would, and then I can probably just go for the throat.
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
I don't want to tell you anything, you grotesque murderer. The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it. You're in.
Oh yes, that one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the Commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The gun. The murder weapon is the perfect opener. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
Did the corpse tell me that communism was what killed him? Oh, damn.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession. You've been here a long time, Mr. Dras. Too long. You clearly need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
He's gonna die right here during this conversation, isn't he?
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that. Jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? .46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. This is it. Good.
Boom.
This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder.
Like a marionette on some invisible string. Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof. There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war. Nowhere else, nowhere in all of Martinaise have you seen them this spring.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year too? The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away. They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinaise is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with. Classier. With the victim.
There is a small tremble, looks like a smile, a crooked smile, yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer, armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer, dripping with blood. Beating us to the ground, moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her. Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
I'm always looking.
What else is going to do for 43 years?
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
Helps him see all the shit.
And if you don't like it?
Click.
Then you pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
You live, you die.
He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. Exploit it.
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
Young boy of 15, forced to live in seclusion for 43 years. Were you jealous?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
The caliber of bullet he used does not do that kind of damage.
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
She was waiting for something.
And beautiful.
Her passport and ticket to Briere. And from there to Cachet Bru.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
Yes, after she'd gone. It was a submersible. Well made, actually.
Sloppy, we should have gotten her to tell us about this. Did you take the documents?
My perception's not the best, but I ran past that coast enough times. Surprised we didn't spot it.
No, I put them back. Why would I take them? I'm not going to foul. Oh, I mean... I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks.
Well, yeah, from a gameplay perspective, makes sense.
Lean and bruised all over. Black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating.
If I let her run and she doesn't have her passport, then... I mean, that could be an interesting... could be an interesting outcome, at the very least, since there's the potential to just arrest her.
I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachals, the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur. I have my ways. Not in this lifetime, Dwat.
That was enough to... Sure, why not?
On her. You lost it. You're a bad detective. Lazy and bad. Is it? You don't feel like it is. You feel like you should make up for it by scrutinizing him extra carefully.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she, that Classier? I haven't seen her there for days. I know she's gone. Locked up. Or on the run. She kept staring into the scope, you know. In the end, this last week, at the fort. Like she knew. Like she knew I was here. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lucan's Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south.
Farewell, Claudia.
Smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible, if she didn't squint her eyes. There, on a dilapidated jetty, in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea, The ruins of a sea fort stick out of the water, built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the Commune, then lost in the landing. He's there, doing what exactly I don't know. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him. Special Consultant Hydrostam is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place. Where? His voice trails off as the three walk down the jetty. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back. The familiar put, put, put
Haha.
of hatred.
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst. Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class. Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. In tents, like animals, like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
Hey, he just lost a good friend today or yesterday.
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Quayamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children. That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now dead. We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only, in the 30s, those disco whores.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people. Might be worth investigating.
Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue is an abomination. The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine, cocainum, and monuments of himself. His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic. He was just mad.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues, too. Hundreds of them. What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why? No. Cynical design cockroaches like you erected a new, ironic version of it. We tore it down with honest, working-class plastic explosives. But there it is again, grinning. Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity. Every gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor in Yekokata.
This is what happens when you're allowed to form your own opinions undisturbed without any outside stimuli for 40 years.
Wait, the bullet hole in Philippe's heart. The statue had been shot. That was him. It had to be. He's already proven capable of taking a far more complicated shot from here.
I did. A needless, sentimental gesture. I should have spared the bullet for a deformed monster.
But by responding to the art, you've formed some sort of opinion and participated.
Yes, shameful. So many others to punish over the years. Isn't that right, detective?
The fat union man let them put it there. Corrupt as he is. Probably got a fat check for it too. Shared with the law.
Accusations of corruption. Push them aside with a sharp change of topic, officer. Put the heat on him. He keeps having opinions about the union's leadership.
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating the masses.
Disappointment. So personal. He displays a familiarity with the union's top brass.
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation. The smart one.
Edgar.
He talks
Still haven't talked to Edgar.
And social base. They must have sent the smart one to some university in Le Jardin, where it's alienation this and hegemony that. First against the wall with him.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to.
I haven't approached anyone. I hid. It was Edgar who came to me.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was the man of the left. Wouldn't rat me out.
No, he didn't.
I was right about one of those things. Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzoff. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff. Oh, and charity too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought. 20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
That's around the time the Clares came to power.
So has he been like a secret assassin for them this whole time then? What other marks have been in the Union's favor?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Not that you'll have the chance.
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
Okay, he didn't do the hang the man for them, but he's insinuating something.
Horse.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have any other chances to do that one.
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot's plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A Patank maniac race traitor.
Oh, now who's the racist?
I remember him. I remember him from Lanos. Not him personally, his make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue. We missed one. That one.
There doesn't seem to be a single person under the pine today. Not even Gaston. Alone.
Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me.
He whispers with such predatory hunger. It borders on longing.
What stopped him?
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bonbon melt in my mouth.
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth. Nah, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Renee. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
If I tell him Renee is dead, and might worsen his condition.
Yes, of course. Must be past the kidney stone. I hope it's excruciating. At least it keeps him from throwing his balls.
He seems relieved. Could he have been worried for him? They are veterans of the same war. Somewhere west in Coal City, his enemy is lying in a dark room on a metal slider. In Elysium Municipal, like he will too. Soon, half of the war between these men is over. With an agitated gait, Satellite Officer Jean Heron Vichmer paces the jetty, 22 kilometers east in Martinez. What could he possibly be doing there for so long, he says. Police work? Patrol Officer Judith Minot replies, with a tinge of hope in her voice. Tinge of warmth, too.
Haven't been here that
The
long.
cold air rising from the water. He's drunk, she thinks, and we all know it. Still, she's just trying to see it in a generous light.
Alright, Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, I forgot. I've been racking up the quest points. I mean, the game time I got here is sometime around noon, didn't I? It's only been 4 hours. Like, is that particularly long for the investigation? All right. Let's put another point into logic. I need to put a point in endurance. Like, I'm tired of having such a small amount of health. Need a point in physical instrument. And that's the last one I get until I have a way to increase it. Oh. I could do encyclopedia. I could do reaction speed. Sure, let's put one in reaction speed. I think I'd like to do 2 more. Let's just do ones that I like to use. More perception to see things. And... More visual calc? There. And I got a pretty decent chance on this.
The connection
Hooray!
comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water. He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind the dark bend.
That bourgeois cow, Tiffin Holly was her name, licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual cooperation. And money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker.
Bordering on sentimentality, it drips out of him, tempered by something familiar to you. A familiar rage.
She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muscova bag over her shoulder that she liked to bring to work. Called in, they say, on the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
No, that's not quite it, is it?
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not. She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is, the bend in the river.
Because she was dead?
Just say nothing.
The cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled? Hard to say. It was a sloppy job. And a moving target. She was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like she often was. The ruins are black around her, and she had a yellow leather bag under her arm. She tried to cross the canal, heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments for the people who flourish in the hell around her and the ruins. Someone shot her. Or maybe the couch just fell. My memory is full of holes. All I know is...
Another big spike of rage. Different from the one he has for her.
nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was no uprising. Just words. The Union fizzled, sogged. Nothing came of it. Nothing.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk. We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
A degenerate worker state. Go shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I will rot away here, in a moral intern cell. I will not testify to anything. I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. I didn't live and fight for 40 years to end up as a collaborationist. I've heard it on Channel 8, 40 AM, Radio Revachol, late night. Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with heart, were slaughtered, trampled.
The same old freezing hatred. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody, and the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
Glad? It's all gone.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The sum of all the erratic movements, fidgeting, and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of
No one's
waves
ever
appear.
told him otherwise.
The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
Your Wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But...
No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now onto the boat.
What's going on?
There it is again, to your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper, stalks rubbing against each other. But then, in the middle of it, something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against the strings of a violin. A very small violin, made of reeds and rushes.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this really us?
Your skin crawls.
The Phasmid!
delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence. It's still there, an unfolding mechanism of reed-like chitin, hovering in place.
Yeah, no way that's fitting into the traps.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand rise instinctively.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing in the reeds.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God.
I'm not crazy.
Then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
Ooh, boy. Well, it was fairly obvious, but the old bastard was right. There is a phasmid there. Amazing. Well... what to do about this? I think... I save it for next time. Shoot, darn. Jeez. Oh, what a twist. Sure hope the thing isn't aggressive. But yes, it's getting pretty late. I'm going to call it here for the night. Thank you very much for stopping by. I will be back here again on Wednesday to continue Disco Elysium. And, I don't know, starting next week, I might have to reschedule Mondays to probably Tuesdays. I'll, try to keep you posted on that. Okay, well, thank you again for stopping by. I will see you next time. Good night.